Them for know say the champion, and Sprague Benz represent for the Reggae Boys, and for know say a big event. In that national stadium, some boy, a little team over there, so them better lay down and play them. I saw it going, and we a step out with a big star there, man like Demari Gray, large up yourself. You don't know the things there, see it? We them up on a long chat. You don't know, say I slap up them nets like that, you know. Bobby Reed, BOYZ, man like Damian Lowe, Leon Bailey, the star, them for know. Ready for them, you know? Them better know. We tell them say them bad team over there, so and a bad team over here. So Reggae Boys stay over here, so we not afraid of no one. And anything for happen, I go happen. And if it happen, them fi know say Reggae Boys, we are the champion. And bad team over there, so them and a bad team over here. So Reggae Boys stay over here, so ever ready for the world. Fight you over buckle, any obstacle we tackle. When make we feel threat, no Reggae Boy we score first car. We are not troublemaker, but we are gonna be the fire setter. Any hour that our team prefer. Boy full of words like them on newspaper.
Yeah, and people, welcome, you know, bless up on yourself. I don't know, make me hear if you don't know me, hear me clearly, yeah, as you don't know me, they have to preview the game, you know, tomorrow, yeah, as the boys are already in Dominica, yeah, but, people, I have, you know, someone in the comment section, you know, who is familiarized with the whole process of, you know, the Dominican football, you know, the influx of the English-born players, you know, getting in their team as well, so, you know, so some conversation, you know, that we had, you know, respect the man or the woman, whoever is behind the scene of the Dominican Republic, you know, Instagram page, you know. So yeah, he will be chit-chatting with me in the comment section, yeah. But people, you know, look up on yourself and respect, you know, for the ones that, you know, just tune into the channel, yeah. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Give me your thoughts about the game, you know, and give me, you know, something what you guys even, you know, want to address in that game. I said Dominican Republic or Dominica, you know, my bad, you know, Dominica, you know. So before we go any further, you know, every time when I'm doing video, my son, he always want to come on the video, yeah, and you want to tell people like, come on, man, come on, tell people,
Hi.
tell them to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like and share, comment and subscribe.
So, you know, he always want to be, you know, on the video, yeah, and this is his moment. Yeah, he always calling to my shows and, you know, just to say hi, yeah, you know. You want to leave anything else to the people? Are you shy? You shy? Huh? You shy? Alright. You want to sing a song with me? You want to go back outside? Alright. You happy now? Yeah, so you know, that's my son. You know, he always want to be in the video just to say hi, you know, to you guys, you know, but big up everyone, you know, also the viewers, yeah. But you know, look, all the Reggae Boys fans in that out there, yeah, it's been, you say, a 50-50 of emotions, you know, people giving the impression how the team played in that game on Thursday. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, expecting to see a better performance against a Dominica team As if as a reggae boy fans, yeah, want to be respectful of our opponent, but you know, this team, Dominica, we should be getting maximum 3 points from them. But this is World Cup qualifier, yeah. You've seen what happened with Denmark. You've seen what happened at home. Many fans are, giving their opinions on the game that we should be winning 4-5-0 against Denmark because of the quality of players that the Reggae Boys have in their squad. Even though we have so many injuries, absentees, disciplinary and all of that. But again, we should be getting the job done tomorrow. We should be doing putting in a better performance. Yeah, we should be putting in a better performance. Yeah, we should be putting a better performance, in the game coming up tomorrow. And I'm looking for not just a pretty style of playing, but I'm looking for a dominant football. As if you can watch or go back and look at the highlights of how the big teams around CONCACAF, yeah, the El Salvador, the Panama, the Costa Rica, the Honduras team. Look at how when they play, the respectful other Caribbean nation, they put in a dominant performance. But I know, this Danner team, they have a very good coach. They have a structure, they have a system that they work with. I done an interview with I think his name is Jorge, a director of football, in Dominican Republic, and he said, look, don't be surprised. You see a very good performance from the Danner team, and look, it once he said that, looking at it, I'm like, he know exactly what he was talking about. He know what exactly he was talking about. So we just cannot underestimate any team. But the man himself, Mr. Dominica Scott, yeah, he's saying that so the Jamaica team is indeed stronger, but there is a lot of stuff surrounding the Dominican team result that you all may not have heard about. If you can highlight it, of what's really going around. If you want to highlight it to the public, you can also go ahead and do so. I really appreciate that. But when I look, the starting lineup for the Reggae Boys, it have to change. It have to change. Coach Abrams is going to have to switch up something. Look, the squad that he have, the players that he named in the starting lineup, especially of Daniel Johnson. Not many people expecting to see DJ starting the team. I remember even when in that first half, just first half alone, a lot of times when DJ get on the ball, yeah, the fans were screaming at him because he's not going forward enough, he's not playing the ball quicker enough, and he's looking at one wing, and that wing was looking at all time. It was Bobby Reed, he wasn't looking on the other side where Cephas is at, So I'm expecting to see a lot of not probably a household changes, probably around 3 to 4 changes in the starting lineup, which will probably refresh the team. Just give a different dynamic of the team going to the game tomorrow. But Dominica Scott said, the associate let down the players. The players they had traveling problem, etc. For getting and around Guatemala. So I have heard a story that I think some visa issues with Dominican player traveling to Guatemala. I don't know, but I heard of it. If you could shed some highlight on that also, if it's true, about some Dominican player didn't get any visa or something like that. Traveling documents ready. They arrive in the early morning on the game day. Wow! So the Dominica team have arrived on the day of on the game day in the morning. That's not good preparation. That is not good preparation. The whole team didn't have visa. Wow! So I hope the Dominica Federation can actually sort that out in the near future. And the travelers. But as I was saying about the starting lineup of the Reggae Boy team, yeah, I want to see changes. I would love to see Kara Anderson in the team. I would love to see DJ probably going to just sit out. And look, he haven't played a whole lot of football for Stoke City. Since the start of the year. He just didn't look really up to it. We know DJ can play a very good game as what he did in the past for the Reggae Boys, but he just didn't look up for it. Kieran Anderson, came on the pitch in the 46th minute, and he played the whole second half, and Kieran almost had the same amount of touches that DJ had in the entire 71 minutes that he played for the Reggae Boys, yeah. And Kerry Anderson have a lot more forward passes, a lot more dribbles than DJs, you know. And Kerry Anderson was one that, you know, he brought a lot of energy, you know. This is a player that he always want to get on the ball, you know. He always want to go forward, you know. He's always hold his head up. He's looking for the forward pass towards, you know, Mikel Antonio, the Shaman Nicholson, you know. And there again, there's a lot of issue there with our two big starting strikers up front, BOYZ and Mikel. You know, a lot of times even watching the game in the national stadium, you know, both players, you know, it's like they're getting into the midfield position at the same time. And I remember even at one time, you know, Deshaun, I think it was Deshaun Beckford, getting down that right hand side in the second half. And when he looked up, no one to be seen in around the box. You know, BOYZ was just about arriving in the opposition penalty box. Mikel Antonio was like 5 to 7 yards away from BOYZ. So, you know, things like that, you know, I think the coach need to be tactically, you know, set up a little bit different. You know, is it that I'm not going to say, you know, these players it can't play together. You know, I think there's always a way or there's always a system to make the best players play in a system. But he's going to have to probably, you know, change it, probably play one up top, you know, play with a true number 10, you know, Casey Palmer will be back, you know, is he going to stop Casey Palmer behind, you know, probably rest Mikel Antonio, as you know, his injury concern, the heat, it was very humid in Kingston on Thursday, you know, also tomorrow, it's going to be close to around 90 degrees in Dominica, so the heat will be a factor, you know, with Mikel Antonio muscle injuries that, you know, have over the last year or so, yeah. You don't really want to risk him, you don't want to play him a lot of games. As you know, the Copa America is coming up, you know, he's going to go back to, you know, whichever club is he going to sign a new deal with West Ham, is he going to move on to a different club, you know, so you want to give him, you know, a lot of minutes, but again, you want to let him stay a little bit fresh, you know. But let's take, you know, some comment from the Dominica squad, you know. That is why I said that, you know, the last against Guatemala could have been prevented, but it was their fault. But when I look at that game, the Guatemala game and the Dominica team, Dominica have conceded a lot of goals from crosses era. I don't know if it's something that they're weak on, or, you know, it's just unfortunate it just happened, or if the mood in the camp players and just decide, look, the preparation, you know, they arrive what in the morning, less than 24 hours. You know, they have arrived less than 24 hours, you know, on the same game day. So I don't know if it's, hold on, people. Let me. So Dominica score, you know, just give, you know, some thoughts on, you know, why the team have conceded so many goals, you know, from crosses era. You know, what was the reason for it? Is it that, you know, it's something that was a trend, you know, was happening in the past in previous games that the national team played, or it's something that it just unfortunately just happened on the day? Because I know, you know, the Guatemalan team, you know, the Honduran team, you know, these teams, that is one of their way of getting in the opposition box and getting and creating opportunities by a lot of crosses. And when I look on the Jamaica national team, we didn't have not one successful crosses into the box. Not one successful crosses into the box where it pinned by one of our center forward or any one of our deep midfielders. As we did not even have a lot of deep run coming from the midfield area, you know. So the two center forward were too deep. The midfielders they weren't pushing up forward into the defensive third. So again, you can't really too blame, you know, Bobby Reed, who was out there on the right, you know, Cephas is out there on the left, you know, Greg Lay. You know, a lot of times I see Tavon Gray get into the defensive third of the Dominican Republic team, not one, not one. You have two players that over 6'2". They are over 6'2". Mikel Antonio is one of the strongest centre forward in the Premier League when it comes down to aerial duels. He have won most of his aerial duels. So I don't think we really playing to his strength. I don't fancy Mikel Antonio is dropping in the midfield and doing a lot of work. I don't fancy that. That's his game. Mikel Antonio is not the best player to be building up play, linking up play in midfield areas with our midfielders. You know what, Mikel Antonio to be on the last defenders at all time. Give him the ball here, hit the ball in the channels where he can go, 1v1 with the defenders. Look at how strong he is. Whenever he picked up the ball and he controlled it perfectly, they fouled him. They fouled him because he's more stronger than the direct defenders. They don't allow him to turn. So if we can give him those balls a little bit deeper, where in the defensive third, where he can create a lot more opportunities, draw fouls around 20 yards out, 80 yards out, where we can get more set piece, more opportunity to create for our players, But overall, to be honest, I'm disappointed, in that performance, from the Reggae Boys. I hope tomorrow we need a performance, not as I said with pretty football, fancy football. When I look on, Marcel Neville's team, I see an understanding. I see an understanding of each individual what to do with the ball. I have seen Gregory have the ball on that left hand side. Yeah, Cephas is around 20 yards away from him. The midfielders probably around 10 yards away from Gregory when Gregory is on the ball and going trying to keep the possession for him in a short pass, playing it out. And a lot of times I have seen Thursday night Gregory have screamed and one of the centre forward and Ronaldo Cephas have not supporting. So when I see the Danrep team, they know exactly what to do with the ball, even though they didn't hurt us a lot of times, in the dangerous spots where they could have scored. But they have that understanding, they have that partnership with each other. Once the ball go out on the wing, there's always at least three Damrock players around the ball to collect it and move the ball from that area and play the ball away from the area and move it into space. I don't see that with this Reggae Boy team. This coach is a coach for around a year now. When I look on, I think his name is Tenya. I think the Guatemalan coach, Mexican, is probably around 3 years. I think the El Salvador national team, the Spanish coach, formerly have Christian Thomas, an assistant. He got appointed, I think, last year right after the Gold Cup. I see, and again, another Argentinian coach, a Costa Rican coach, Alfaro, I think his name is Alfaro, something like that. Argentina coach of Costa Rica. He got appointed last year. Honduras, Ronaldo. Yeah, Ruria. He got appointed last year just around the same time as our coach. And you can see an understanding of play, when player is in transition, when player is having the ball in the back three, in the defensive area of their half. You have certain amount of players that are going to come short. They know exactly what to do. I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing from this Reggae Boy team, what I am giving this coach a lot of credit for, the defensive shift. Yeah, over the last probably since the start of the Nations League, I have seen a defensive shift from the Reggae Boy team for that. When I look at the Reggae Boy team in the Nations League, I have seen a shift in the defensive and how we kind of play. And when you look previously the last 2 years, especially in the last couple of coaches, for the Reggae Boys, we weren't that solid at the back. But now we fix the defensive line. It's massive progress and how Coach Al Crimson have fixed the defensive line with Nana, with Joel, with Deshaun, all those players, with Pino. I give him that. What he needs to work on in how the team is going to attack. If you can't attack properly, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to get goals. You're going to struggle to beat the better and the more fast-paced opponent team. Yeah, and that's what we saw. Whenever the Reggae Boys come up against a team that with just a little bit of technical ability on the ball, where they can possess the football, where they can keep the football for probably around 5 to 10 minutes, as I think even at one point in that second half, the Damrock team, they control a massive part of the game. And this is something that I kept saying over and over and over on my channels. Whenever the Reggae Boys play a team that is a lesser opponent, a team that wants to sit back, or a team that's a little bit with a technical ability that can hold the ball for 5 to 10 minutes without the opponent team getting, we tend to struggle. Yeah, even though sometimes we might get over the line, but we tend to struggle in those games. And when you look at the next round that is coming up, Honduras, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Panama, that's 5 teams. That's 5 teams that predominantly they're very good structurally. They're very good. They know how to keep their shape. And we beat those teams, yes, but it's going to be hard. But you don't want to go inside a game where you're not understanding a chemistry between the players. Yeah, you want to have that winning mentality of getting in games, beating teams, finishing off teams, being a lot more ruthless against lesser opponent. When I look at team Costa Rica play Cuba, they dominate those games. Guatemala dominate the Dominican team, but the Reggae Boy, we had so much of the ball in our own half. Yeah, we had more possession in our own half than what we had in Damrock half. The Dominican Republic have more possession. They play the ball 55%. Yeah, 55% in our half in that game, rather than the Reggae Boys had the ball in their own in the Damrock half for 49%. Yeah, so you could see they want to play the ball more in our half, but us, the slow build up. Yes, the heat, it's humid. The tempo of the game going to be slow. I understand that, but you have to play these teams and be a lot more ruthless. You cannot give them any time, you can't give them any space. You can't give them any moment where the game is in the balance, where they just one chance, because that's all it needed. Thursday gone, just one opportunity. Yeah, and they got a little sniffy, not big major opportunity, but they got a little sniffy where it could have easily go 1-1. Yes, we missed a penalty. Again, we need to take our opportunities, but kudos, I'm not, criticizing the coach that, he's doing a horrible job, but as I said, defensively, it's been good, but it's where, we need to tighten up. The midfield and the attacking players, they are not coordinated together. It's need to sort out, because, as I said, going up against teams that are going to play the low block, that's when you're going to need to be a lot more quicker around the grounds. And heard people saying, Nanalo should be starting in the Damrock game. I've seen it to a lot of people. Look, the Damrock game, we don't need Nanalo in the midfield. We do not need him. The formation that the coach have played, I'm not criticizing that, he shouldn't play. He played one CDM and played 3 attacking players in front of him. So he was going for the kill, but the team wasn't really playing like they're going for the kill. The stadium in Guatemala is what higher above sea level than our tallest mountain that also encounter breathing issues. So the Dominican, fan, I say, the team get into Guatemala on the game day in the morning. So, they had a lot of issues with breathing issues. So the goals came from the right side. This was a coaching error. The coach played out the best right winger as the right back. The reason is the right back is not a defender, so that crippled us, Father Bling, bless up yourself, what did I miss, Bossy? Look, as you see this page, he's like a fan page of the Dominican, Republic team, where, he's scouted, so I wanted to get him on the channel, where he could sit down like what I did with the Damrock fan, who is the technical director of one of their professional setup in their own country. But For some reason, this individual said, yeah, he's protecting his identity. He's not ready to reveal who are. I don't know if it's a man or if it's a woman. You know what I'm saying? So he's protecting his identity, until further notice he reveal, who he is, So I just tell him to come in, jump on the comment section and comment and tell me, highlight, what is it what happened in the Guatemala game, what is it, about leading up to the game tomorrow against, the Reggae Boys. So, that was it. He said he have to go to work, so I got to go. We have an enjoyable game tomorrow. But look, um, I'm trying, I get in contact with a coach locally from Dominica, yeah, but he said that he's a little bit busy. He's doing some coaching seminar in Dominica, so he's not available at the time. So I don't know, maybe later, hopefully I can get some time from him and bring him on the channel where he can chat and give and let you guys get some highlight of what the Dominica team is all about, leading up to the game. What is it the locals are thinking, what is the mood around Dominica with this big game coming up against Reggae Boys. As this guy, I was talking to him before I come on here, and he was saying, look, it's massive, back home. It's massive back home, in Dominica. The fans, the locals, they are looking for it. It's been promoted for months now that the Reggae Boys, the team is coming in town. Everyone is super happy. The media outlets, everyone is talking about that game more than how they talk about the Guatemala game. As he said that, look, the Dominican people, they respect the Jamaica team. Yeah, they respect how Jamaica team is developing. It's getting stronger, and they said whenever Jamaica, he said, or she said, whenever Jamaica, is playing against the bigger CONCACAF team, they root for the Reggae Boys. Also, so let's see if I can really get someone, on the video where they can actually highlight some more things. But let me see if I. Yeah, so tomorrow, what we really, expect to see tomorrow against the Dominica team, yeah? What I expect the Reggae Boys to go into that game. One, we cannot have more possession in our half against this Dominica team. We cannot have. Hold on. So tomorrow, we just cannot have more possession in our half. Probably need to bring in a few fresh legs. Dexter will be back. I would plug in case of Palmer in the midfield. Bring a lot more energy. Freshen up the legs. As I said, it was hot in Kingston. It's going to be hot tomorrow also in Dominica. As I check the weather, it's going to be around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So Kara will bring a lot of energy. He will bring a lot of positivity. I think he actually, when he came on, he kind of changed the complex of the game by, just a little positive. I've tried to push the ball up front, trying to get the ball a lot more quicker than what Nana or DJ was trying to do. I don't know what both players were trying to do, as when we played against teams that really want to sit behind the ball and sometimes want to keep the ball, we don't really need a player like that in the midfield. We need players that can push the ball forward. We need players that can create moments. So hopefully, coach, I'm positive. He's going to make some changes in that team. And the goalkeeper, Jamal didn't really have much to do. They didn't really threaten. So I would see him as a contender, to keep his position. Probably Tavon Gray might give way for Dexter. Casey Palmer, might come in, and Kara Anderson might come in for Nanalo and DJ. I would be shocked to see Nana and DJ start again in the game tomorrow. I would be shocked, but I don't know what Coach Al Grimson is really waiting on to kind of release the youngster. Yeah, I just think he has something up in his sleeve, that he's really going to, unleash the skid. But it should be an easy game for us. I don't see how we can't dominate the game tomorrow and get at least 3 to 4 goals in that first half and then make some changes. We should do that. Yeah, we should kill the game off in the first half. This team is respectfully, to Dominica team, respect to them, but they are nowhere near the Damrep team. Dominica team is nowhere near the Damrep team. Someone just said it here in the early week. Tomorrow match will be a walk in the park for the Jamaica team, as easy as a Sunday evening breeze. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Look, even though they have some players that played in the lower league in England, they are nowhere near this Damrep team. So it should be walk in the park for us. As I said, 3-4 nil, probably 5 nil in the first half, respectfully, and then we can give the young age and Reed, probably we can give I think Jaden Hibbert, is professional, his debut, first competitive game for the Reggae Boys team. It's very crucial to lock down that goalkeeper, as I think, coming from UConn, get drafted for Atlanta. I just seen him, he's very good at his feet, his flexibility, his style. I just seen him as the future replacement for Andre Blake. Yeah, he has similar traits to Andre Blake, but a lot better on the ball with his feet, so tomorrow should be a breeze game. Trust me. I'm not expecting no hiccup, but what I want to see though, I know we're going to win, respectfully, but what I really want to see, I want to see an understanding of when each player is on the ball, they know exactly where to run. Because I'm seeing this too much time. A lot of people saying, yeah, the coach, I think it's around 7 or 8 changes to the previous squad that he named, but these JPL players, he have coached them, in the 2 Trinidad games. And all those players I think were in the squad. Yeah, he understand them. Those players must have an understanding of what it is to play under coach. The players and the rest of senior players, all of them have played under the coach as well. So they understand what to expect from the coach. So I can't see how we can coordinate together and make it a lot more easier. As if you can do these things, yeah, if you can do these things as a team, it will be much easier to break down your opponent, and it will be much easier to get past these teams. 1 second, people. So when we come up against the tougher opponents, we don't crumble, or have to fight or put in more work on the defensive side. At time now, the players in the have, look at the players in the have. We have so much players that playing in high league, high standard than all of the CONCACAF teams. Yeah, the Costa Rican team is on a rebuild, but when you look at the new coach, he's in around for a year now. You have that straight up understanding of what the Argentinian want from the Costa Rica national team. Costa Rica is in a transition mode where the older players are exiting and the younger bloods are coming into the team, and they understand each individual on the pitch. Yes, they have local players that who is in the national setup, who train, who have local camps. Yes, we don't really have much of that, where we have local players and those local players going to get integrated into the senior team. Yeah, but we need to see that understanding. If you have that understanding and coordinate together and a chemistry of how you're going to build up from the back, how you're going to play direct, if you're going to play a possession game, there has to be understanding. If there's no understanding, there's going to be confusion. And then the home fans won't be screaming at the players. I was at one time I was kind of laughing when the fans were screaming at Daniel Johnson. Not even just Daniel Johnson, but with Tavon Gray. The too much back pass. Let me give you this stuff, because I don't want nobody feel like say I'm lying about the Reggae Boys having less possession in the Damrep attacking defensive third than in their own defensive third. Yeah, let me give you the stats and tell you. So the stats, the Reggae Boy team have having, yeah. So the Reggae Boys have had 427 passes, yeah. Reggae Boys have 227 passes in their own half, yeah. And in the opposition half, the Reggae Boys have 123 passes in the Damrock half. So look at that, almost a 50%. Yeah, almost a 50% of what we had in our own half, we have in the Damrock defensive threat. It's unacceptable, and it happened. It happened in the World Cup. Yeah, it happened in the, I think it was in the St. Kitts team. It's happened in the St. Kitts team. In the St. Kitts game, we won that game. We won that game, but we just cannot. Those things just can't happen. It's unacceptable for me. It's unacceptable. If you want to show the CONCACAF that, look, use the best team in the region. You want to be the best. You're making stride. You're making progress. You need to follow the bigger opponent team. Look at how when Mexico, US, also local Caribbean country are 7 or 8, and guess what? Predominantly the game played in the opponent half. They played the game in the opposition half. Yeah, the team barely could get a sniff. So if we can get in the own half and be like ruthless, yeah, and overwhelm these little Caribbean countries, they respect us. Yes, they're going to stay behind the ball. But Chelsea Coleman and said we should put this match into context. This is the first qualifier without a friendly. No. Look, I understand what you're trying to say. Without a friendly for the coach experimenting, being defensive zone is the best way to be forward, clean sheet. Good. No, look, things are good defensively. Yeah, things are very good defensively. I just don't want to hear like to excuse about look friendly before a World Cup qualifier game. These players have already coached under Imir and Grimson. I think all of the players in the squad now have an understanding of what the coach wants. The local players, Fabian Reid, Irving, Adrian Reid. I think this is Adrian Reid. I think he's the only one that this is his first senior call up. Yeah. Around Coach Grimson. I don't remember if Adrian Reid was around the team in the 2 Trinidad game, but the coach have been around for a year, yeah? He have shaped the defensive team a lot better, because when I look at the team in the 2-legged game against Canada, in the Nations League semi and third and fourth, you see a lot of times where our defensive defenders get beaten. But guess what? There is an understanding of players recovering, players running into the channels where if that player going to get beaten because he see that is it a Joel, is it a Deshaun, or any one of those players stepped up, they trap back. It happened in the Damrock game where Deshaun Bernard have covered a lot because Hector got caught out in the position, where he's just trying to follow their striker, and he got caught in the midfield, but Deshaun Bernard have covered. But that is understanding. What I'm saying, we need to see that in these games. These games should be straightforward, and this is if this game was the first game, I've seen like a hiccup where we played 80, we played Grenada, we played St. Kitts, we played Trinidad. We play all those teams in competitive games, those Caribbean teams, and I can't remember one game where we just write off any one of those Caribbean teams off the park. Yes, we won the game, which is important, but as a player, you're going into some game where you're playing against lesser teams that have less quality than your squad have, yeah? Knowing that if you play 3 or 4 of those teams already and you play them ruthless, you write them off the park, you're going to have confidence. And that's the confidence I want the boys to have. Look at this game at home against Dominican Republic. They actually have a lot of key passes in our half than how we have key passes in their half. The game tomorrow against Dominica. Say, what if tomorrow, the game against Dominica, after 0-0, things will probably be swirling around the players in mid, thinking what is really going around? What is happening? So you don't want them to have that thinking in the back of the head, 0-0, 60 minutes against Dominica. They're going to make it. Yes, they're going to make it tough. I think it's going to play on the Windsor Park. That's a cricket pitch. Yes, but when has it not been competitive? When has he gotten a chance to experiment with the main team? Only friendlies I can remember is Argentina, barring the local friendlies. You know, this is why I have always hold conversation, with other other people who watch a game, coaches and stuff like that. And sometimes I will say it on here. I think over the years with the Reggae Boy team, we having managers, yeah, we hiring managers. When you look on Central American teams, those national teams are hiring coaches. Yeah, those national teams are hiring coaches. Yes, I love Grimmy. Yes, I think Grimmy can stabilize this team and set it on a tone where it can be a very good system for the next coach to come in. I believe in him to do that job, but it's going to take a little bit longer. But I think it's taking longer than what I am expecting. These players that we have, they are international players. These players should be able to adapt to what philosophy or what system. It shouldn't be that hard of a job. Yes, 7 to 8 days in FIFA windows for competitive games, you have less time to train if you're going to play home and away, but last year he have gotten in the group for quite some time before the World Cup, yeah. Even though some players kind of came in late for the World Cup, but he have that couple of weeks with the players, I probably would say around a month with the players in that World Cup. There should be an understanding in that Nations League game. What happened after the World Cup, after the 3 against Mexico in the semifinal? We barely scratched a 1-0 defeat. Yes, the field is poor against Honduras, but we barely scratched our head in that game. Again, Demar Gray build us out to that brilliant individual talent, individual brilliance of making that dribble and score that goal. What happened again against Haiti at home? We went down 2-0. The field did bad, but the 80, they didn't make it seem that the field was a problem. They played so well on the pitch. They played the transition game so well on the pitch. The Honduran team, I think that was the coach first competitive game. Ronaldo Ruida, I think that was his first competitive game after the World Cup. And you could see, how the Honduran team has structured. You saw that philosophy, you saw that 4-4-2 where the Reggae Boys was having a lot of issue breaking them down. And because it was a new coach at that time, we didn't see much attacking from the Honduran national team because and I think they have only just 2 friendlies games before they played the Reggae Boy. They played 2 games in further. I think they played El Salvador and I think Panama in one, and unofficial friendly game. So they only have a few games to prepare for us, but you could see something there. Every team that come and players that come from the Central American era, you see what they try to do. You see the understanding. And I mean, I say, again, we want the team to play, the pretty tiki taka, and we just want the team to be coordinated. So if DJ picked up the ball from the back three, the next player, he knows that, look, is he that going to be next on the right at plan A? Plan B, is it Gregory? Plan C, is it going to be more direct? Whatever. Everybody should know, look, my first pass should be over there. If it block, there is a next option. Players should be around as the damn rep team. The man them would have killed with triangle in the middle. Yeah, the man them would have killed. It's so lucky that our defensive team was well organized. They just couldn't get beyond that barrel. So tomorrow, man, my prediction, man, we should be winning this game 6. Yeah, I know we're going to win, but as what I'm saying, I just need to see that understanding from each individual and how they want to play, yeah, and try to bring up the ball a lot more smoother. The pace, the tempo need to be a lot more up. And I think players, should be fit. Everyone is coming off our season. Everyone should be fit. So beat Dominica, come back home, as what coach said, give the players a few days off, and then June the 16th. June the 16th, they will be out, to Houston into the camp, and they will be in Houston 1 week before the game. So, be positive. I'm positive. I'm believing in the coach, but when you look at these teams, it's just frustrating to see how the team is not coordinated together. You know, and that's my issue with the team. You know, and a little bit of thing, but we can deal with those little things. But if the team don't have the understanding, it just not going to happen. You know, the timing bit gonna just keep skipping over. It won't be as great as we want it to be. You know, my thought is everything won't get fixed without better midfielders. The coach deserves credit. We were always conceding from crosses now. Our different, yeah, of course, absolutely. You know, our right hand side. You know, one time with Alvas Powell, with Javian Brown, it was so bad that every time we play Mexico, the 2-2 draw, in the Azteca, the game against them in the semi-final in the World Cup, the man them just kill down that right hand side and our left hand side. But things have changed. So why I don't know all this midfield thing are really fixed, but this is just a long-standing thing for Jamaican football. I want this thing to fix, but it's I'm just being a little bit more positive, But if things not really fixed, all right, look at it. Next round are gonna be much tougher. Yeah. If I saw we ever really play, it gonna be a struggle to get over the line. It gonna be a struggle to get over the line, which I believe we're going to qualify, but it's going to be a nail biter in all those games that we have left back, because it will just only get tougher. Dominica got 6, from Guatemala, so they have more goals. We have Dominica, we have Guatemala next year at home. Hopefully, we can fix them. We cannot draw them at home. We need, because they're going to flood the onion bag against these smaller teams. I hope Dominica, Republic can beat them and kind of slow them down a little bit. So when we play them, we only, if we get a point, we still ahead of them. But maximum point in this zone, I don't see how we should be dropping points against BVI, Guatemala and all these teams. So let's see, man. But I'm about to head out right now. But I will be critical of the coach when he has good midfielders. But is it that his job though to fix it? Is it that his job? That's why I said, I would love one day for us get a real coach, like someone that can literally coach a team. Yeah, he has good management skill. He understanding to manage a bunch of pros. He's a good coach of doing interviews. He don't give much out of the bag. As he try to cover for his players at all time. Keep it respectful. But I think we need a coach. I don't know if the JFF would allow him to get probably someone. If he needed someone to train a team, can drill this team. You need someone to drill these Jamaican players. As it's much harder to coach a Jamaican team, I think, rather than certain other teams in the region, because they have a philosophy, they have a system. Just like I done the interview with the Damer fan, who is running a sports organization in Damer, and he have said that the Dominican Republic coach, he is the top boss when it comes on to the coaching system. Yeah, he is responsible for every level of coaching in Dominican Republic. So the Damer national team coach, Marcel Nevelet, he is responsible for everything that's happened in the coaching seminar in Damer. So guess what? Every coach in their country going to have an understanding. Yeah, they're going to have an understanding of what this man wants. And again, when we're going to see from the Jamaica U15, U17, U20, the Olympic team under 23, when we're going to see that one other system that the coach who is at the top, that's how the rest of the junior teams going to play. That's how they're going to structure. Here, I say other countries are doing it. So why we can't do it? Let's take the club coaching should make the midfielders and the national coach identify and select them. Yeah, when you watch the JPL, man, it's crazy sometimes how you see the game. Everybody, in that backline have bypass the midfielders all the time. I don't think the structure is right of developing young players in Jamaica. It's not right. You know, even when I was a youth, you know, playing youth football, you know, at certain Premier League clubs, just by me holding on to the ball and trying to, you know, try to be a lot more creative, you know, trying to be a lot more expansive, you know, trying to be a lot more in my game where I'm playing the ball a lot more forward, you know, being more creative. They don't even want you to take 3 and 4 touch. Yeah, I have coached that didn't start in games because they said I'm taking too many touches on the ball. Yeah, they're not allowing the young players, you know, not many coaches allowing the young players them to have that freedom of play, you know, express themselves. Yeah, look at how, you know, one Dan Carlo Ancelotti have said. I don't know how many of you seen this one, but he said he was a coach at AC Milan. He was at AC Milan. I think he was a coach at AC Milan, and they're supposed to sign Roberto Baggio, but Roberto Baggio want to play as a number 10. But Ancelotti was playing with 2 striker. I don't remember if I think it was AC Milan. Yeah, I think it was AC Milan he was coaching. And he wanted to play with 2 strikers at all time. But Baggio wanted to play as a number 10. And he said, look, Baggio was one of the best Italian players at the time. And he gave up the chance of signing Roberto Baggio. Then he moved on to Juventus. And guess what? He ran into Zinedine Zidane, the best number 10 in the world at that time. And guess what? He changed and tweaked his philosophy. And from there, Coach Ancelotti have that understanding of, look, you have to change the character of who you are as a coach when you go into different setup. You can't be that stubborn. You can't be that stubborn. Yeah. So things have to take a little tweak. You know, that's why you get the big bucks. Coach have to fix it. He have to fit. He have to find the best possible solution around the squad. You know, players that who are outside the squad that can suit the system and play to those strengths of the players in the midfield. And I really think the 3-4-3 or the 3-5-3, I think that allowed us to play a little bit more freedom where our wing players can tuck in a little bit because you're going to have those wide players, as you call it, the wing backs. They're going to give you the width. So, you know, the likes of Demari, you know, the likes of either Cephas, either Leon, you know, players that who's going to play wide, you know, Bobby, they can tuck in a little bit and they can play as if they play like as a number 10 at times, you know, play as a winger at times, whatever. They can play as a free, they can play with a lot of freedom because they have players that want to give them with. You have bodies in the midfield who's going to do the dirty work for them. So I think the 3-5, the 3-5-2 or the 3-4-3, you know, give a lot more. It will bring out a lot more out of our players, and you know, in terms of the lack of creativity players we have in the midfield. Yeah. We have the right coach. He is lucky, and we need luck. You know, Schaefer did not have luck. That's what. Yo, you know, Schaefer. You know, the thing. Schaefer used to have this team used to play a lot more faster under Schaefer, cause I have watched back some clippings of the team, you know, under Schaefer, and certain games. All right, I think we played a game. I think it's the Copa America Centenario in 2016. I'm trying to remember if it was Copa America Centenario in 2016 when you play Uruguay and we got 3-0. You see that game, people? That game, we out-possessed and outplayed the Uruguayan team in statistics. And I think at the time, they have Cavani in the team, they have Ludero, you know, they have Sanchez. They have a pretty good squad. I think Godin was actually playing. We outplayed that Uruguayan team, you know, in that team in terms of statistics. We have more possession, we have more passes into their own half. You know, we control the game. You know, we have more key passes in their defensive third than how they have more key passes. You know, and take away the goals that they create in our own defensive third. So I think, you know, we see a little bit of a fast pace, you know, under Schaefer, but again, this coach has to be lucky, you know, having these players, you know, Corey, big up yourself. You know, I think the midfield, Russell and Anderson, Bobby should be our midfield, you know, our midfielders, but, you know, coach is defensive, and the JFF knew that when they got him. Boy, I don't know what's going to happen, with this John Russell thing. People have said, John Russell played slow, but Michael Carrick, Busquets, um, Michael Ballack, these players weren't the quickest players around in the midfield areas. Yeah, Barstows wasn't the quickest player, but the IQ, the intelligence of being or understanding of what it is to play in the midfield. The midfield is different from the goalkeeper position. The midfield is one of the most important things, I think, on a football pitch, because the midfield is an engine. If you have that stability where you see that the midfield is going to be going to have that body of work, like a Kante body of work, where they're going to map up everything and shield their back three or their back four. Unlikely the opponent not going to score. So you're going to set up a team to be more expansive, more creative, where they're going to create more opportunities for the attacking players, so you can create more chances. And the more chances you create as a team, it will much be better, for the team to score a goal. So we're not even doing that as well, but we're getting over the line. We're getting over the line too hard. It's getting too difficult to beat these teams. And Grimson will bring Jamaica to the World Cup with this. Yeah, of course. I definitely think he will do it. But if some little tweak can really make, it will be a lot more easier. But if this is a trajectory the team's going to play on against these opposition team, which is going to get tougher next round, there's going to be a lot of nail-biting moments where, and we do not want to come second in this group. Coming second, more likely we're going to have around two to three Central American tough opponent in our group. Yeah, if he plays slow but pace next to him. Yeah, you have to set up the team. Look at even when Fergie played, when Alex Ferguson playing against some tougher teams that are going to keep the ball, teams that are going to play a lot faster. What he done, he brought in Pat Gison. He brought in players like, Darren Fletcher, player that will fight. Nicky Butt, players that will fight, players that will cover for those players that who can't move around the ground a lot more faster. And he will play with Carlos Tevez, Rooney up front to shield the Ronaldo, because he's not tracking back. So you have to set up the team. You have to be tactically like a genius to set up the team, to cover for certain players that who don't have the ability to play to the speed, just like John Russell. John Russell not good talk about the players in the squad. I was just answering to a question, but talk about the squad. To be honest, the midfield that, I think probably would bring a lot more pace and a lot more positivity is Kerry Anderson in the midfield. And if we're going to play two in the midfield, look, Kevin Lambert, not the best, but when you look at it, in that game against Lambert, he probably would have been the better option. He would probably be the better option, to get more forward, get more energy, having that understanding as a midfielder when, players are coming closer to you more than Nanalo. I've played it. I think Nanalo have been caught out of position a lot of time too easy. He was trying. I think he was pumped up. He was ready for the game, but his position awareness was really poor in the game, and he was getting caught out a lot in his defensive position. And it's just, again, our defenders bailed us out. But Kera Anderson, and probably Pepe probably would have been that positive side. Of bringing a lot more positivity in that midfield. Probably Bobby Reid don't look too bad in that midfield now. Bobby Reid don't look too bad, but three in the midfield, Kerai, Pepe, and Casey Palmer tomorrow. That would be a very good midfield tomorrow. But again, what I said earlier, 5-6-0, 3-4-0 up in the first half. Cruz, give man like Fabian with long age and Reid, in debut in World Cup qualifier, give. You could probably make a change and bring on Jaden Hibbert, capping in a World Cup game, So, and I think he's a good goalkeeper in the future. But make it, go out there, be more ruthless, in the first half, score some goals, so it can be a lot more easier game in the second half, and give some French players some game and rest our big players. bench Mikel Antonio, start Boza. Reason why I would bench Antonio, you know, playing back to back in what? In in the space of around less than 72 hours, you know, with him and him injury concern, the heat, you know, in muscle and him get a lot of beat up. The defenders, you know, for the Dammer have kicked him a lot on his thighs. You know, I have seen him walking around holding his thigh, you know, looking at his leg, you know, he get some touch up. So, you know, you don't want to really, you don't want to keep him fresh. Keep Danilo fresh. I don't think we need Danilo tomorrow. You know, play the younger players who have a lot more energy, and then call it a day, come back home, give the guys a little vacation around the country, give them a couple of days off, enjoy themselves, and then get ready for June 16 as the team would look to travel out to America to get for the Copa America, and then, you know, let's see what's going to happen from here. But big summer ahead, man. The 3 games that's coming up. I think we will play at least 4 games in the Copa America. 4 games. I think we'll play at least 4 games in the Copa America. I see us watching that game against Mexico and Uruguay. I hope John Wall, who is the man that, you know, doing the database for Coach Ribs, I hope John Wall watch that game against Uruguay and also Mexico. And I hope he also watch the game coming up, the Mexico team against Brazil. This Mexican team, there is a lot of loopholes. Yeah. There is a lot of loophole in this Mexico team. I'm telling you. And look at this Uruguay team is not the best. What this Uruguay team have in them, they fight. They fight with each other. They have that understanding. You know, they know exactly how to win a game. Uruguay is like the Italy for Europe, you know, in South America. They're unpredictable, you know, because they have that understanding of each other. They have that bond. They have that chemistry. You know, the coach, you know, so it will much easier for them to, you know, to keep shutouts and, you know, more easier to win games, you know, than the rest of the rest of the CONMEBOL teams when it comes on to the big guns around the era, you know. But my God, 8-0, of course, why not? 8-0, man, you know, show some class, you know, 8-0, you know, give us something to cheer about, you know, eating our Sunday dinner at that time, even though I will be on the travel that day, you know, I'll be watching that game. I will be watching that game in the airport, unfortunately, yeah. I'll be watching that game in the airport, but, you know, but people, look, I have less than 24 hours in the country, you know, so guess what? I will enjoy myself, you know, get out and, you know, do some stuff and let the kids enjoy them last of the time, you know, in the country, and then, you know, prepare myself for leave. But yeah, man, you know, respect. I wish I could stay long, but, you know, before I blow off, you know, I have to go. Make the kids enjoy themselves, you know. You know, but yeah, man, looking forward for the game tomorrow. You know, bless up to everybody, you know, in the chat as always. You know, if I can manage to get that that person from Dominica, which he said he was busy. We Jamaican fans will never satisfy with players are called. You know, I can bet the next week the Copa squad is named a problem again. Look, and not just Jamaica. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You know, people just cannot satisfy with the players in the squad. You know, it's always going to be a critique. It's always going to be some criticism about the squad. You know, the squad can never be 100% correct. You know, players, fans are always have been favorite. Media outlets are always been favorite. Journalists can always have been favorite. But as I said, man, you know, I'm going to touch out right now. You know, enjoy my little moment that I have my last day in Jamaica. I don't know when I will be back. Hopefully, I will be back for the Nations League. Yeah, but you know, let the kids enjoy themselves. You know, hope everyone, you know, who made the travel, who's still in Jamaica, enjoy yourself. You know, make it the most, as Jamaica is such a nice place. You know, look, I don't know. Since I'm doing YouTube, every time when I come to Jamaica, I don't have the mood. I don't have the drive. I just don't have that passionate thing about me to do videos. I don't know why. I just want to enjoy myself, you know, especially, you know, having kids, and I just want them to enjoy themselves, you know, try to spend the most, you know, around them so they can enjoy the country as well, you know. So I wish I could have done more videos about home and stuff like that, but I just can't. I just, you know, having the most with my family. I don't get to see, you know, certain families every day. So, you know, that's why I don't really post a lot of videos. But again, I have to run. You know, the moment I come on live, you know, they calling me that, look, we have to go. So people, Travis, everybody in the comment, you know, really appreciate, really appreciate the chat. As you know, Travis said 8, me said 6. 6-0 tomorrow, 4-0 in the first half and 2-0 in the second half. Yeah, people, respect to everybody. You know, I'm out.
Hello, Alex Marshall here. Just asked you to come out Thursday. Come give us the support, you know, really need. Blessings, Jamaica. Adrian Reed here. Happy to be a part of the squad for the first time. Just asking for your support. June 6th against Damrep. Let's go.
Hello, Michael Antonio here. Just to say, pleasure to be here playing again, and I'll see you guys Thursday.
Yo everyone, Bobby Reed here. Just want to say love and respect to everyone. Come out and support. We want to see you here, and let's have a good campaign.
Yes, my peoples, Dan Johnson here. Just want to say thank you for, you know, the support and everything that you lot have done for us over the last couple of years. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you all in these next 2 games. Big up.
Hey guys, I'm happy to be in the squad. Please come out and give us your support on June the 6th.
So man, looking forward to y'all support at the stadium here in Jamaica, Kingston. Yes, Jamaica fans, big up yourself. Happy to be here. Come out and support us on the 6th.
Yes, Jamaica fans, big up yourself. Happy to be back here again. Come support us, boys, on the 6th of June against the Dominican Republic. See you there.